Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elliott Field here in Brookline, Massachusetts. A special presentation of ASPN HD Sports. We have the Major A All-Star Game for the Brookline Youth Baseball League. Hello, everyone. Along with John Skudris, I am John Leahy. And, John, we've had a great day of baseball here today. That should continue. We have a lot of talent to take a look at today in this American versus National League traditional All-Star Game.
Absolutely, John, and it should be an excellent thrill to witness these talents out here. Some of the young, burgeoning talents from the Brookline area getting set to take their talents to the diamond. And for both of these teams, it's going to be interesting to see how weather plays a part, as the rain has been coming down rather mildly over the last 45 minutes to an hour. However, the weather radar does indicate that it's unlikely to let up, so we'll see whether or not that aids the pitching and the fielding or the batters as the pitchers continue to struggle here at this level. We saw in the AAA All-Star Game that there was a lot of issues with command. With the Major A, we expect a lot of speed, we expect a lot of precision, and we also expect a lot of power, as evidenced by the Home Run Derby, which occurred earlier on in this great affair.
And, of course, we're talking about an all-star game here, so we're going to be seeing the best of the best, and it really is an honor and a privilege for each one of these players to be able to participate here today.
Yeah, keep an eye on Jonah Ray. He's the starting pitcher for the National League club. Jonah hitting .375 as a 12-year-old at Park School. He plays pitcher, shortstop, catcher, and hit his first ever home run this season, so he is the definition of an all-star. Jonah's a player to keep an eye on, as is James Dialkin Erickson, who's hitting .485 for the Minutemen Baseball Club. He plays soccer and futsal, which up until about 15 minutes ago, I didn't even know what that was. Maybe I'll catch up with James later on and ask him about his futsal skills, as well as his talent, of course, on the diamond. But it is an all-star game, and it is a very exciting matchup as we get set for the opening pitch.
All right, we will take a look at the starting lineups for today's ball game. For the American League Major A All-Stars, Taijun To will lead off in left field. Lucas Grimes will bat second. He is at second base from the Tigers. Batting third, Charlie Engelman from the Orioles. The cleanup hitter is Justin Liu, also from the Orioles. He'll be playing center field. Isaac Brendel will bat fifth. He is the shortstop from the Red Sox. Elias Brendel will catch and bat in the sixth spot. He also from the Red Sox. Cooper Lawrence will bat seventh. He is at first base from the Tigers. Batting eighth, Nathan Turetsky from the Orioles. He's in right field. And J.P. Scanlon from the Red Sox will be doing the pitching. The reserves are Donnell O'Neill from the Tigers, Devin Nahata also from the Tigers, and Sean Ebanks II from the Orioles. And we'll take a look at the National League for you. Justin Shaw will lead off. He is at second base today. Batting second, the shortstop, Eli Falkson from the Reds. Batting third at third base, Matt Abati from the Dodgers. The cleanup hitter is Jonah Ray. He is going to be doing the pitching. He is from the Reds. Batting fifth, James Dialkin Erickson. He is a catcher from the Dodgers. Batting sixth in right field, Ben Doktoroff, right field from the Dodgers. Batting seventh at first base from the Astros, Max Little. Cole Matlack will bat in the eighth spot. He is in center field from the Reds. And the number 9 hitter is Cam Gillick, left fielder from the Astros. The alternates are Ryan Altman from the Astros, Caden Sheehan from the Dodgers, and Ford McCarthy from the Reds. And Ryan, we just got an update that Ryan Altman will now be batting in the number 3 spot, and Matt Abati will move down into the 10 spot. So we are moments away from getting our ball game underway.
And one player, John, that I was really excited to take a look at, and hopefully we do later in the game, is Matty Abati. Matty is a fifth grader at Park School. His favorite subject is mathematics. I wanted to ask him about that because I'm terrible at math, as evidenced by the fact I'm a broadcaster, not a mathematician. But more importantly, this is a young man that last summer was a member of the Brookline 10 and under baseball team that played in the Little League State Finals and went on to win the Bay State tournament. So this is a guy who knows how to win, and there's a reason why he's an all-star, even if he isn't starting after further notice from us.
Well, the teams are right now engaged in their warm-up activities, and we should be getting ready for the first pitch momentarily.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Again, we've got overcast skies here in Brookline, and John, the hope is that the heaviest of the rain will stay away so we can get this 6-inning ball game in.
Yeah, rain, stay away. Come on back another day. I mean, it's a 6-inning affair, so it shouldn't, depending on the pitching, take more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. So hopefully we can squeeze this one in. The players now just walking off the field, so we should be set to take the field and get the first pitch underway in just a few minutes' time. It's going to be an excellent affair between the National League and the American League right here on ASPN HD. And John, one thing I'm really excited to see is the power and the fact that this is a step up from the levels below it, that this is the majors. There's nothing above this. And while they're 5th through 7th graders for the most part, they're also very powerful young men. So it'll be interesting to see how that will play out as we take a look at our sponsors.
And our broadcast today sponsored by Brookline Youth Baseball. We want to thank them for all their time and resources in support of our broadcast today from Elliott Field in Brookline. This broadcast is also sponsored by Pino's Pizza. John, we had a chance to try some of their pizza during the pregame, and it was terrific.
Absolutely. I'm hoping there's a little left after this one.
And 2 Anonymous making generous donations, and we appreciate their resources in the culmination of our broadcast here today. So we're set to go. It's the American League taking on the National League, and always love the old traditional all-star setup, American versus National. Gives you a real all-star feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot easier as well as a broadcaster, but at the same time, everybody talented from top to bottom. You see on your screen there, John, that is Jonah Ray, right-hander getting set to Chuck, the 12-year-old from Park School. When he isn't working on his fielding or pitching, he's dribbling a soccer ball, playing fantasy football, or practicing what he calls crazy calisthenics, something I'm sure I would pull a disc if I attempted to do. I'm going to hope to interview him later on in this game. I'll have to ask him to show him his ear trick, or show me his ear trick, because it's something that everybody around the world should see, as you see Jonah Ray right there.
All right, so it's going to be the American League batting first. And we are set for baseball here in Brookline. As you take a look at some of the participants in today's ball game. And Tai Tao will lead off for the American League. And we are just moments away from getting today's game underway. And Jonah Ray, he's a terrific hitter as well as a pitcher, hitting .375. And he hit his first ever home run this season. And you never forget your first. I only hit 1 home run in my entire career playing youth ball, and it was an inside the Parker to straightaway center field.
You got me beat by 1. I never hit a home run. More of a pitcher as a southpaw, but was never able to crank one, and certainly didn't have the wheels to get around on an inside the Parker. So, John, impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, indeed. That was a long, long time ago. That was part of the Stoughton youth baseball system. You see Stephen McCarthy, who is the coach of the Reds here in Brookline Youth Baseball, and Peter Harris to his right, the Tigers head coach. Both braving the elements here today. And again, we hope that weather will not be a factor. It will be a 6-inning ball game. The Major A All-Star game. And Steve Altman, the Astros head coach, you might notice there. And Adam Doktoroff. So we're set for baseball here in Brookline. And we are delighted to have you with us. Tao, the left fielder, steps in, and he'll take a called strike. 0-1.
Yeah, Tao coming in hitting .448 this season for the Red Sox from the left side. He likes hockey and drawing, as well as, of course, swinging the bat.
As a called strike now. Wonder if he watched any of the Stanley Cup final, which is fun to watch. Pittsburgh and Nashville. Here's the pitch. Swinging a slow tapped ball down to shortstop, and the play will be made. 6-3 as Ryan Altman play it short. One gone.
And John, we're already seeing there as evidenced by a nice throw by Ryan of the defensive prowess of these major players. Definitely a step up from the leagues below them. As you look at this replay, great throw by Ryan of just by half a step.
And here's Lucas Grimes, the number 2 man in the order. Grimes, a member of the Tigers, with a .370 batting average. He'll take the first pitch low and inside from Ray. 1 ball, no strikes. He leads the Tigers in slugging with a .600 percentage. He plays third base as well as catcher. And the next pitch is in there for a called strike. So Tao grounding to short to begin the ball game. Ray's pitch to the plate, and he'll catch the outside corner. Good pitch, finding the outside corner for a called strike.
Grimes, the only Tiger in the starting lineup. He's joined on this roster by Danelle O'Neill and Devin Nahata.
And this pitch is going to miss upstairs for a ball. Engelman, the Oriole third baseman, waiting on deck. And the next offering, very close, but just a bit outside for a ball. Grimes wearing the Tiger uniform with the D in script, and the pitch is going to miss low and outside. That's going to be a base on balls. So it's a walk to Grimes. Charlie Engelman will step to the plate. Engelman representing the Orioles here in the All-Star game, hitting .375 on the year. He's also a basketball player, loves video games, hanging out with friends. Pitch misses low and outside, ball 1. Charlie is a 5th grader. He attends Baker School here in Brookline.
All right, here we go. Come on, Jonah.
Engelman, a right-handed hitter, takes the pitch upstairs for a ball. Defensive alignment for the National League. Gillick is in left, Matlack in center, Doctoroff is in right. Around the infield, Falks at third, and Altman shortstop. Shaw at second, Little at first, and Dialchand Erickson behind the plate. Ray working out of the stretch with a runner on. He's going to miss low and inside, and that's back-to-back walks here in the first inning.
I said during the pregame we'd see better command. So far, Jonah Ray struggling a little bit, maybe a few nerves, maybe the precipitation affecting him as well, but he's got to really bear down with 1 down and another Oriole coming up.
This is Justin Liu standing in, and this pitch is inside. Did he get plunked with it? Yes, he did. So a little bit of control problems here in the early going for Ray. The base is loaded now with 1 away.
And that'll bring up Isaac Brendel, who is one of 4 Red Sox in the starting lineup for the American League, leading the AL in all-star starters.
Brendel, a member of the Red Sox, enjoys hockey and swimming. He comes into the ball game today with a .415 batting average. No score here in the top of the first, but the American League is threatening. Line drive, left field, that's in there for a base hit. 1 run is in. They'll hold the runner at third. An RBI single for Isaac Brendel, and that makes it 1-0. Grimes in to score the game's first run. It's 1-0 for the American League.
Jumping on the very first pitch after walk, hit by pitch. Not something that you typically coach, but a good job nonetheless. And now his brother is coming on up.
Elias Brendel, a .328 hitter. This pitch off the mid of the catcher. They do not send the runner from third. Brendel likes basketball and origami. Have you ever done origami before? I haven't.
I have not, and I saw that before the game, and I was shocked. You see soccer, origami.
Pitch is cut on and missed. Ball dropped. Again, no advance by the base runners.
I mean, it's a classic Eastern art, and so that's really impressive that Elias is talented enough to do both baseball and origami.
And this pitch is going to miss low and away. Ray really struggling now with that control after getting that first quick out.
Jonah will back cleanup in the NL All-Stars lineup.
This one's driven high to left center, and it's over the head of the center fielder, Matlack. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run, and they'll hold the runner at third. A 2-run double for Elias Brendel, and it's a 3-run inning.
The Brendel brothers bashing them home as they drive in a couple of runs here. It's now 3-0, and just like we saw in the AAA All-Star game, 3 runs in the top half of the first inning here as the American League jumps out on top.
Cooper Lawrence, the batter. Lawrence, a first baseman who plays for the Tigers in this league. He comes in with a .387 batting average. He takes the pitch low and outside. Ray really struggling with his control.
Yeah, he may need a trip to the mound from a coach to settle him down.
Cooper Lawrence has at least 1 hit in every game. He's a first baseman. He'll be playing first here as the pitch is fouled straight back. 3 runs in for the American League. And they have runners at second and third as this pitch is going to miss wide to Cooper Lawrence, the number 7 man in the order. No designated hitter in this league. As the pitch is cut on and missed, dropped by the catcher, no advance. Dalchon Erickson doing a nice job to quickly track down that ball.
Red Sox have 4 starters in the lineup, but they are not the top team in this league. The Reds are actually the tops at 9-3.
And this pitch is looped foul over by where we are on the third base side.
Red Sox 2 games back at 7-5 this season.
Well, the runners at second and third, so the conventional double play is not in order here as the pitch is cut on and missed for strike 3. And the runners have to scramble back to their bags.
Ball got away from the catcher, John, and so the runner will advance on the strikeout, drop third strike, and so no help here for Jonah Ray as it remains 1 out and the bases are now loaded.
Here's Nathan Twaretsky, and the pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Twaretsky, a member of the Orioles, and he is a right fielder.
You wonder how long they'll stick with Ray, who's working quickly here in the first inning.
Bases loaded, still only 1 man out and 3 runs in. Twaretsky hitting .412 on the year. And the pitch is in there for a called strike. Twaretsky, a 5th grader at Runkle, plays Minuteman basketball, minimal baseball, basketball, and soccer. This pitch in the dirt. 3 years in the Major A level. He likes traveling, reading, trying adventurous food. He's got 2 younger brothers who come to all of his games. And Ray will dig in on the mound, and here's the pitch. Swing and a chopper down third base way. The pitcher has it. They'll go home and get the force there. 1-2 on the force play. Bases will remain loaded now with 2 away.
Heads up play there by Jonah Ray. Oftentimes a player at this age, if he's struggling with his command, he can let it get the best of his emotions, but he knew where to go, right home, got the sure out, prevented another run from coming around as the lineup keeps on moving.
And we have time called prior to the first pitch here. J.P. Scanlon will step in. He's the 9th man to bat in the inning.
And this is a big young man who has big-time power. In the home run derby, he was launching some, almost hit a couple of cars out in left center field.
Scanlon is a member of the Red Sox, and the pitch is a little bit inside.
Hitting .325 on the year.
Pitch is cut on and missed. The ball gets free, and the run will score on the pass ball. So that will be Brendel crossing the plate with the 4th run of the inning.
So Jonah Ray giving up 4 here so far. He does have 2 outs now with runners at second and third.
And this pitch is, like it was cut on and fouled. A 4-run inning for the American League. They're still threatening, as Ray struggling to get this 3rd out. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to do it. So the American League bats around here in the top of the first. They score 4 runs. And, John, there were 2 hits in the inning, no errors. And they wind up leaving a pair of runners on. 4-0 American League after half an inning here in Brookline.
And Jonah Ray did a pretty good job when you consider everything, getting out of the trouble that he got himself into. Nonetheless, still 4 runs in the top half of the first inning for the AL.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Earlier on, as we've seen throughout the years, this is a type of affair where you expect a lot of run production, so we certainly expect the NL to give it, or rather the AL to give it their all when they come up here in the second inning.
All right, so we will take a look here at the pitcher for the Red Sox, and that is J.P. Scanlon. We'll give you some background on him, if we can. Let's see if we can find some background on this young man. He is a 2-year veteran of the league. His father, Dave Scanlon, a member, the coach of the Red Sox. And he is also coaching the American League All-Star team. And he's also a first baseman by trade. And rumor has it, John, that this kid can really bring it. One of the hardest throwers in the league.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we've already seen his power. He develops from within in the home run derby, and so we'll see what he can do on the mound. It looks like in the second inning for the American League, or rather for the National League, we may see Cam Gillette pitch as he is warming up. That is Bobby Liu, the father of Justin and Jonathan Liu.
So it's going to be Justin Shaw leading off. He's a member of the Astros. And we're set to go here in the bottom of the first. Scanlon's first pitch is an off-speed pitch that is going to miss low for ball one. 1-0. Justin Shaw having a terrific year, hitting .515. And he'll loop one down the third base line. And that is a fair ball. Shaw will lead things off with a base hit. Opposite field single to start things for the National League. And here's Eli Folkson, shortstop, who represents the Reds.
Yeah, and as mentioned, the Reds 9-3, leading the standings so far here through 12 games. So a couple of winners here in the lineup, Folkson including Jonah Ray.
Folkson hitting .400, and he'll cut and miss here. Folkson, 12 years old from the Park School. He's also a shortstop. Hit his first ever home run 2 weeks ago. Then in the regular season, hit 3 consecutive home runs, driving in 7. That's quite a accomplishment. Pitches in there for a strike.
No kidding, and it looks like Scanlon's pulling the string on him here. Last pitch was a breaking ball.
And this pitch is in there for a called third strike. Lower half outside corner, one away. That's going to bring up Matt. Let's see, no, they switched it. It's Ryan Altman stepping in. Altman, a member of the Astros, a .600 hitter. And this pitch is going to be in there for a called strike.
Ryan, a fan of the TV show The Flash. We'll see if his baseball game translates.
And there's a swing and a miss at a pitch up and in.
Altman considered one of the best in the entire major leagues here in Brookline.
Likes hockey, basketball, baseball, and video games. There's a sliced foul off to the right.
It's a family affair. Steve Altman, his father, Jack Altman, his brother, all played Major A baseball.
Ground ball sharply hit to third. Let's see if they turn 2. They get the lead, man, and that's it. 5-4 on the force play. Ball was sharply hit. Let's take a look at the defense for the American League. Left to right, it's Tao in left, Liu in center, Twaretsky in right. Around the infield, Engelman at third, who just made that play. Brendel at short, Grimes at second, Lawrence at first. And Elias Brendel is behind the plate.
That ball got away on a wild pitch and allowed the runner to move up, as Jonah Ray now has a chance to avenge that top of the first with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Ray, the cleanup hitter, and he'll swing at a pitch down in the zone, got a piece of it, and foul tipped it at the plate. Jonah Ray hitting .375. When Jonas isn't working on his fielding drills, he's dribbling a soccer ball. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. Loves fantasy football as well. I've had the chance to play fantasy football as well. It's a wonderful endeavor. Pitch is outside for a ball. And John, apparently Jonah Ray has an ear trick. Well, now, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure he'd be happy to explain it. Pitch is lifted high in the air to left, and coming in to make the catch is Tao, and that will retire the side. We played one inning here in Brookline. It's the Major A All-Star game, Brookline Youth Baseball after one inning. It's the American League 4 and the National League nothing. American League will be coming up here in the second. They're going to send the top of the order up here in the top half of the second. So the American League, 4 runs on 2 hits in that first inning. They left 2 men on. And then in the bottom half of the inning, the National League did not score. There were no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and they leave 1 on.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
We're going to go to the top half of the second right now. And the AL is up on top 4-0.
And John, we're joined here by Stephen Tracy, the president of Brookline Youth Baseball, here in the top half of the second inning on ASPN HD. As Gillette's tossed in here as he warms up. And Steve, how long you been the president of Brookline Youth Baseball, and what made you want to take up that endeavor? I'm sure you're a busy man nonetheless.
Yeah, 2 years I've been president of Brookline Youth Baseball. I've been on the board for 4 years, but I've only been president for 2 years. And I'm not sure anything made me take it on, other than poor judgment.
Now, you've known Arlen Shostak for a while.
I have.
What are your impressions of what he's been able to accomplish for the
Arlen's
baseball?
a great coach and just a great mentor. Arlen has been, the Shostak family is an institution here in Brookline Youth Baseball. And to have, Arlen year in and year out involved with the Orioles is just it's a great thing for BYB. It's a great thing for the community. His players will come back and they want their kids who would have played for Arlen, to play for him now. There's actually one out here, Justin Liu. His dad, Bobby Liu, played for Arlen years ago, and now Justin's playing for him. So, Arlen is he's been a big part of BYB and a big part of a lot of kids' lives over the years.
All right, we're in the top of the second. The American League leading 4-0, and we're set to go here in the top of the second. As the pitch misses inside. 4-0 American League on top. And the second pitch is going to miss downstairs. Well, we were hoping the weather would cooperate with us today. So far, so good.
So far, so good. We've been lucky, so hopefully we'll ride the streak.
Pitch is cut on and missed for a strike.
Cam Gillick's pitching now.
Oh, Cam Gillick, right? A right-hander from the Astros as the pitch misses up and in.
So, Steve, you've only been the president of Brookline Youth Baseball for 2 years. I'm assuming you played baseball growing up.
I did.
You love the game.
I do.
You obviously have a lot of passion for the game if you're going to take up an endeavor like this. What do you think is the best part about Brookline Youth Baseball? What's the best thing that you can teach these kids as president of Brookline Youth Baseball?
I think the best part, it's kind of a two-part question. The best part about Brookline Youth Baseball is our families. This year we have between T-ball and our Bandits program, which is 13 and 14-year-old, and our seniors program, which is 13, 14, and 15-year-olds. You know, from T-ball all the way up to that age group, we have 540 kids registered to play baseball this year.
Wow.
So I think that is the best part, to have that many families come out. And really the teamwork aspect of it. You know, kids playing team sports, I think it's important for my children. The 3 of them are involved in BYB, and I just think that when kids can get involved in team sports, it helps them grow in just so many ways. And, you know, we're proud to be able to, you know, provide that opportunity to the, you know, kids of Brookline.
Absolutely. 4-0 American League as the AL continues to bat.
Devin Nahata draws a walk, so 2 consecutive walks to start things here in the 2nd inning.
And this is a beautiful venue, Steve, here at Elliott Field.
Yes.
I'm sure you're happy that you guys have the privilege of utilizing it. And, how long have you guys been having the All-Star Game here, do you know?
Well, for majors, we've always held our majors events, at least for the last 20 years here at Elliott. A long time ago, there were actually 2 baseball diamonds here, one down by the tree and one up where we're situated here off the 3rd baseline. But now we just have the one, and 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they redid the entire park, and 2 years ago, my kids go to school right over here at the Heath School. I was driving home. I dropped them off, and I was driving to work, and I saw that there was a fence around the field that had never been here. So, you know, the town's been great in taking care of this field for us. You know, we don't own any land in Brookline, so we do rely on the town as our partners, and they do a great job with this field. In fact, we had the Red Sox groundskeeper Dave Mailer came out a few weeks ago to help us with some issues we've been having with the pitcher's mound, and to give some advice to us and to the town. And he drives by here every day himself, and he said he loves looking over on his way to work and seeing a Little League baseball diamond. So we thought the folks in charge of the grounds crew here in Brookline were very proud to hear that, that they, you know, how he complimented them on, you know, the great job they do on the field.
A little professional assistance never hurt anybody.
Never hurts to, you know, find an expert and listen to them.
Line drive, base hit to left, and that will move the runners along.
So the pitching has really struggled here so far today. Now, as somebody who doesn't see a whole lot of Brookline youth baseball regular season games, is it more of an offensive league, or is it a league that's more dominated by pitching?
Well, one of the things you'll notice, our fence is a little shorter than some other Little League fences. So offense, you're really in all of Little League offense with the bats and with the size of the kids. It's changing, so I do think you'll find most Little Leagues do have a little bit more offense. And with our pitchers, you know, today, you know, they're not pitching to the normal catchers. They're not, you know, they're all on pitch counts, you know, to get to protect the pitchers. So All-Star games are always a little trickier. We always tend to have higher scores than I think you'll see on a game on a Tuesday night in the regular season, or even in the playoffs, which start tomorrow.
We've got some station-to-station baseball here. 2 runs coming in and moving them 90 feet at a time. And there's a swing and a ground ball toward the middle, off the glove of the shortstop. They'll get
nice
one
play.
out at second. 6-4 on the force out.
That was Matt Abadi who made that play.
That was Matty Abadi, and a great play by Matt. And Steve, I certainly appreciate it. We appreciate you joining us here on ESPN HD.
No problem.
Steve
Appreciate you
Tracy,
being here.
the president of BYB, joining us here on ESPN HD.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Great having you. So we have played an inning and a half, and John, I believe we had a 2-run inning there. I'm not quite sure. We were kind of multitasking there a little bit, but I know 2 runs came in that inning, so it apparently is a 6-0 lead for the American League.
Well, the AL getting out to a good start. Didn't matter who was on the mound. Now, Scanlon's going to stay out here for the 2nd inning and work his 2nd inning as a starter. We'll see if they stretch him out and keep him out there the whole inning. Of course, he went pretty quickly back in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, he only faced 4 batters in that 1st inning. There was a base hit and a fielder's choice, but 6-0 is the score. The American League up on top. They're out hitting the National League by a count of 4-1 as they had 2 hits in that inning. And the National League quickly with some work to do.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the National League. As it's going to be Dialshand Erickson, followed by Doctoroff, and then Little here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Well, he certainly had the offense to come back. It is an all-star game. Dialshand Erickson leads it off at 485 for the Minutemen Baseball Club.
Again. Portal catch, and then whatever. These three guys.
And you mentioned he plays that game of futsal, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, until today. I think I may have heard it alluded to before, but I never really understood it enough to inquire. It's supposedly a form of soccer played with a different kind of ball.
Okay. Set to go, Scanlon ready to work, and the first pitch is going to miss low and inside. Dialshand Erickson also runs cross country and track for the Devotion School. He's a 5th grader. Scanlon's pitch to the plate. There's a ground ball hit to third. Room service up, and they make the play. So we have one away here in the bottom half of the second. 4 in a row set down by Scanlon.
And James's Dodger teammate, Ben Doctoroff, is due up, a 5th grader at Runkle. He's hitting .533.
First pitch missing for ball 1. Doctoroff starting the game in right field today. Also plays basketball and soccer. Pitch is up and in, ball 2, 2-0. He loves traveling, reading, and trying adventurous food. He's got 2 younger brothers who come to all of his games. There's a swing and a tapper. Foul, third base side. 6-0 your score. The American League up on top. Swinging a line drive base hit in left field. That breaks a string of 4 consecutive batters set down. Doctoroff with a single to left. Scanlon allowing his second hit.
That was a nice swing by Doctoroff, a ball that was down in the zone that he elevated between the shortstop and the third baseman. And now that puts a man on base for Max Little.
Little, a 475 hitter. Ball strike. Little plays at the pitcher position, also catching first base. He loves hockey, basketball, baseball, and video games.
Who doesn't?
Video games have changed over the years, though. They were a lot different when I'm sure you and I were both growing up. Here's the pitch, and that is low and outside from Scanlon, the right-hander. 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the second. 6-0 American League. Next pitch will miss high from the right-hander.
We'll see how Scanlon does, having to face work out of the stretch here with a man on base for the first time.
And a good pitch there. Strike on the outside corner.
Doesn't seem to bother him too much as Scanlon continues to throw gas. They say he throws the hardest in the entire league, and he's showing it right here.
The right-hander deals, and just getting a piece was Little, fouling it back to the screen. 6-inning ball game here today. Saw the home run derby earlier. That generated a lot of excitement. A lot of kids out there with their gloves hoping to catch a souvenir. And this pitch is going to be in there for a called strike on the inside corner. Second strikeout for Scanlon, as Little is caught looking. 2 away.
Yeah, Little didn't like it. He was shaking his head as he was walking back to his dugout, but too close to take with 2 strikes. That's one thing I learned as a little leaguer. You got to choke up and make contact.
Here's Matlack, the center fielder, and this pitch is in there for a called strike. Cole Matlack having a fine year, hitting .350. Scanlon, the right-hander, deals, and he's going to miss up and away.
Cole is considered the fastest player in Brookline Youth Baseball. And a little fact about him, his middle name is Timothy, after Timothy Matlack, who was the scribe for the Continental Congress, who actually wrote the Declaration of Independence. And Cole is a descendant of Timothy Matlack. So we have some pretty important genes in the lineup today.
Remember a pitcher for the Mets a long time ago, left-hander John Matlack as well. Pitch misses upstairs. I believe Matlack was a member of that 1969 Mets team that won it all over the Orioles. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Runner stays put. 6-0 your score. National League trying to create some momentum here in the bottom of the second. Scanlon was able to work out of a little bit of trouble in the first.
And Cam Gillette will be the next batter after the walk. Excuse me, Gillick. He's hitting .450, and his favorite TV show is The Simpsons, which has probably been on for about 15 years longer than he's been alive.
Back to the backstop it goes, and both runners will advance. So here's Cam Gillick hitting .450, and he'll take the first pitch up high for a ball. That pitch in the dirt. Both runners advance. Pitch is drilled off the glove of the second baseman. That will create a run, and the National League is on the board. Matlack. Actually, that was Gillick, I beg your pardon, lining a single into center to drive in a run.
And I think that's Justin Liu out there that had a chance to make the play, and it just went off the tip of his glove. He's going to want that one back, and now Scanlon in some serious trouble here. He's got a hefty lead, but runners at the corners, already one in, and an opportunity.
Did you see how Matlock got on base?
He walked.
He walked. All right.
And now here is Matty Abadi, who is a player we thought was going to start and bat third.
And he'll swing and roll one foul down the first base line.
He was a member of the Brookline 10 and under baseball team that went on to win the Bay State tournament last year. So has winning credentials on his resume. With a big hit here, he can get his team closer.
And he'll lift it high in the air to left. Pretty well hit. Back to the wall. That's going to be fair. And in there for a base hit. Runners had to wait to see if it would hold up. And a double for a body.
Great swing for Matty Abadi as he's all smiles there at second base after driving in a run. Makes it 6-2.
As Matlack scored on that play, and Gillick winds up over at third with the double. So it's a 6-2 ball game. And Scanlon running into his first problem of the day as this pitch goes back to the backstop.
Caden Sheehan is the batter. Plays Triple Crown baseball, travel soccer, NFL flag football, downhill ski racing, and basketball. My goodness, where does he find the time? His favorite school subject is also mathematics, so this is a smart kid.
There's a called strike. Caden Sheehan, downhill ski racing, huh? Good for him.
Sounds too dangerous for me.
Ground ball left side. Oh, right through the shortstop's legs. That's going to produce one run. E6 there. And it's now a 6-3 ball game. No RBI for Sheehan.
And Tay-Tao is the shortstop over there, I believe, who had a Buckner-esque play there, letting that one through his legs, fitting that he's wearing a Red Sox uniform.
Abadi goes to third on that E6. So you've got runners at the corners, and it's now a 6-3 game for the American League. And the first pitch from Scanlon misses low and outside for a ball. This looks like, let's see, Ford McCarthy, I believe. And he'll take the pitch up high for a, well, actually, that was
on Ford's very first swing at the major level, he hit a home run as that wild pitch brings in another run.
Scoring on that play was Abadi. So Sheehan will go up to second.
Little bit surprised by the leash they're giving Scanlon here. I know his father's the coach of the team. Probably wants to see him through this.
And there's another pitch in the dirt. So a runner at second. 4 runs home for the National League. It's now 6-4 American League. Scanlon's pitch sails a little bit up and away. Sheehan aggressive at second. Ford McCarthy 450 on the year. And there's ball 4. So a walk to McCarthy. And the 9th man to bat in the inning coming up for the National League. Well, Scanlon has run into some problems here in the second as the pitch is in there for a called strike.
Justin Shaw is the batter. He is a magic enthusiast. See if he can work a little magic with the bat here.
He'll roll one foul first base side and out of play.
Led off the game for the National League with a single.
Hitting .515 on the year. Pitch is outside for a ball. 6-4 the score. National League threatening. They've got the tying runs aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. This one's pop foul. And it hits the top of the fence near the dugout over there.
What are the odds of that? Hitting the top of the fence like that.
Right.
Good effort by the infield, though.
Perfectly placed. And strike 3 on the inside corner. That'll end the inning. 4 runs come in for the National League. And we have played 2 innings in the Major A All-Star game here at Elliott Field in Brookline. The American League is on top by a score of 6-4.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
Finally, we found his assignment. He rushed through it. I wonder if he even learned anything.
I wasn't gonna get it right, so I just wanted to get back to playing my video game. At least I'm good at that.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
As the rain continues to fall here at Elliott Field, as you might expect, we have several defensive changes that have been announced in the game, and we'll take a look at the new pitcher as the American League comes up here in the 3rd inning. We'll get that information for you in just a moment. This would appear to be Cam Gillick on the mound. The right-hander from the Astros. Gillick, of course, pitching has been part of his repertoire. Plays third base, also an outfielder as well, and he loves to watch The Simpsons. American League coming up here in the top half of the 3rd inning. As the American League with 4 first-inning runs, 2 runs in the second. The National League putting a big dent in the lead with 4 runs of their own in the second as the rain continues to fall on Elliott Field here in Brookline. All right, we're going to send it over to John Skudras for an interview. Take it away, John.
Thanks, John. Here with the coach of the American League All-Stars, as well as the Red Sox, Dave Scanlon. And Dave, your son just gone out there, threw a couple of innings, looked great in the first inning. Things started to unwind a little bit in the second. What was your impression of his performance today?
He struggled a little bit in the second inning. You know, there's a lot of good hitters. He just needs to go out there and keep his head on straight, basically. So, but he battled through it.
That's absolutely great inspiration for anybody out here. I mean, he's an all-star for a reason, right? He's a great young player. Now, how long have you been involved with Brookline Youth Baseball, and how long has he been involved as well?
So I've actually been involved with Brookline Baseball just as long as he has. So we've been doing this together for about 6 years. So I've coached him through the ranks.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, yep. You know, it's been enjoyable.
So this has to be a thrill out here coaching the All-Star game, even if the weather isn't exactly picture perfect.
Yeah, no, we'll get through it, but it's a lot of fun. The kids are great. They're having a blast. So
Absolutely. We're having a blast here on ESPN HD as well. That's Coach Dave Scanlon. Coach, best of luck the rest of the way today and the season. Back to you, John.
All right, John, thanks very much. Justin Liu lining one down the third base line, and that ball will roll foul into the corner. Well, Liu, a left-handed hitter. It's a family affair with the Lius here in Brookline as the pitch is in there for a called strike. Second strike in there on the left-handed hitting Liu. 6-4 American League as we play in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Gillick. And a swinging strike there as he stepped out of the box and chopped one foul. First base side. American League sent 9 men to the plate in the first inning and 6 in the second. Liu digging in, and the pitch on the way from Gillick. That's low. It bounces up and strikes the umpire. Liu batting in the 7th spot to start the third inning here. Lawrence, who started the game in the 7th spot, struck out his first time. And the pitch is up and away. It's a walk to Liu. And the American League has the lead man on here in the third.
Hey, protect yourself, dude.
It's going to bring to the plate Isaac Brendel. And this pitch is going to go back to the backstop. The runner will advance, and the throw from the catcher winds up in center field. So that's going to be a stolen base, and then an E2 moving the runner over to third.
It's not, but you still have to throw it there.
Back in the broadcasting booth, John, and pleasure to introduce the commissioner of Major A here in Brookline Youth Baseball, Raj Balakrishna. And Raj, so far so good, except for the weather. We've had a lot of offense, but it's still been fun out here.
Exactly. I'm just happy we're actually getting this game in. It was getting pretty dicey there. You know, the clouds were looking grim, but it's good that we're getting it in. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it, and this little squall will pass.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, Mother Nature's not your friend, but we're still playing through it. This one's gone.
Deep to left, wow, Isaac Brendel with a 2-run homer.
I believe that's Isaac Brendel, the home run derby champion, and he comes through in the All-Star game as well.
I just was over there, and Isaac says, "Can you interview me next inning?" Well, now I'm definitely going to interview him.
Exactly.
But
you know what I love about this is that every one of the players gave him a high five on the way back.
Sportsmanship is such a big part of this.
Such a big part of this. Yeah. Exactly.
So that bomb by Brendel is a big hit here as they are battling back in the American League. Now, for you, how long have you been associated with Brookline Youth Baseball?
Long time. I would say at least 10 years. I ran the 2nd grade league for a number of years. Then I ran the entire thing for 3 years. And then I've been running majors since. So
now, did you have a child that played?
Yep, both my kids have played. So my son played from age 5, age 6 or so until he graduated to the Big Diamond, and my daughter played from age 6 until she got to age 13, and now she's moved over to softball.
So you're a veteran of Brookline Youth Baseball. Again, we're speaking with Raj Balakrishna, the commissioner of Major A in the Brookline Youth Baseball League.
Elias Brendel, by the way, is the batter. He's got a couple of strikes on him.
By the way, thank you guys for doing this. This is fantastic. I think the kids get a big kick out of it, and I'm sure when they go home, they'll be, logging into YouTube and try to find their video.
Absolutely. I've been asked like 10 or 12 times today, where's this going to be on? Where's this going to be on? It's a thrill for them, but it's fun for us as well because, we broadcast, collegiately and professionally, but it's always nice to give back. It's always nice to see the next generation of ball players, and that's what we're seeing here.
Right, because, with baseball, it's like you got to make it exciting for the younger generation. Otherwise, it's, we're losing a lot of kids to other sports.
And, of course, Arlen Shostak, who's got a long history here, coordinating our production here today.
So, a little story for you. Arlen,
fly out to left
Nice.
for the
Good
second
play.
out.
So Arlen actually and his dad coached my brother-in-law when he was playing in Brookline Youth Baseball a number of years ago. Wow. Yeah. And so my brother-in-law was on the Orioles, which is the team that Arlen's dad coached and Arlen coaches now. So, of course, when my son started playing, Arlen thought, hey, your son should be on the Orioles. He's part of the Oriole family.
Arlen's had a lot of disciples on the Orioles over the years. We've spoken to a few folks whose fathers, a few kids whose fathers played under him and played with him. It's pretty wild to see. Arlen Shostak is the producer here at ASPN HD.
8-4 the score. The American League up on top. We're in the third inning here on a rainy Sunday in Brookline as the pitch misses low.
And Raj, we spoke to Stephen Tracy, and I asked him this, but for you personally, why continue after your kids no longer play Brookline Youth Baseball? Why are you still associated with it? I'm sure you have a job you have to do. You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Why do you keep coming out to the field?
Well, it's an interesting question. My wife asks me that all the time. So I would say it's, for me, it's an opportunity to give back. My kids have grown up here in Brookline, but ended up going to private schools. But it's for me. I work outside of town, and it's hard for me to give back to this town where I live, and I've lived for 20 years. It's hard to do things that I can do professionally or anything else. This is a way for me to do it.
Absolutely. Well, Raj, I appreciate you joining us here on ASPN HD. That's Raj Balakrishna, the commissioner of Major A in Brookline Youth Baseball, joining us.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Another inning gone by, and the American League lead continues to hold. 2
more runs for the American League in that inning. They have an 8-4 lead as the National League will be coming up here in the bottom of the third inning. And you can feel the love here in Brookline, John. They really take this youth baseball organization very, very seriously.
They certainly do, and you know what? That's a great story because especially today where you see so much bad things, so much sorrow on the news, to come out locally and see so many people doing great things for the next generation for no other reason than just because they want to. It is really a great thing, and that stretches all the way from Stephen and Raj all the way up to our broadcasting with Arlen Shostak, who comes out and does all of this for the Brookline Youth Baseball League that he was once a huge part of. So it is a great thrill as we got a new chucker on the mound here, John.
Looks like Ebanks. Sean Ebanks. He would be Sean Ebanks the second. And he plays baseball, basketball, football. He also enjoys biking. He's a 7th grader at Baker School in Brookline. And very tall right-hander. Getting set to do some work here in the bottom of the third. 2 years with the Orioles. As the National League will swing here in the bottom of the third. Glad to have you with us here in Brookline as we cover the Major A All-Star Game. Delighted to have you here. 8-4 is the score. The American League up on top. Oh, Ebanks in to pitch the third. We're set to go here in the bottom half of the third inning. And here's the first pitch to Eli Falkson. And it misses low and inside. Falkson, a 400 hitter, 12 years old from the Park School. He'll swing and golf one in the right center field, and that's in for a base hit. It's going to one-hop the wall. Falkson on his way for 2, and he'll slide in safely. So Falkson with a leadoff double. We have an interview now. Let's send it over to John.
Thanks, John. Here with Isaac Brendel, who won the home run derby here in Major A and then came out and put on a derby of his own last inning with a home run deep to left center field. Isaac, you pumping the weights recently? What's with the power surge?
Oh, I was going to pitch in my wheelhouse and was able to go to left center with it.
Modesty right there from Isaac Brendel. Now, you and your brother, both in the All-Star game, both members of the Red Sox. I'm assuming the Red Sox are your favorite team.
Yeah, one of them.
And who's your favorite baseball player?
Probably Dustin Pedroia, now that Poppy retired.
Absolutely. Well, you were hitting like Poppy earlier on in the home run derby. Do you swing for the fences, or is it just something natural crack of the bat and just natural talent?
Well, as soon as you start to try for a home run, you'll never hit one. So it's natural crack of the bat.
Spoken like a wise man right there. Now, I'm sure your mom and dad do a lot of work here to get you guys out to the ballpark. I'm sure you're very thankful for that.
Yeah, I'm really thankful for my parents. I'm grateful to be out here.
Always know where you came from and always remember how important it is that your family supported you. Isaac, you and your brother Elias doing a great job. Best of luck the rest of the season and in your baseball career. Let's go back to John.
All right, John, thank you. The first two reaching here for the National League. They've got runners at first and third. They're threatening against Ebanks. Here in the bottom half of the third inning, there's a swing and a ground ball left side. Shortstop in on the grass, and they'll get the out at first. A run will score. So a 6-3 ground out, which produces a run. And the National League inches a little bit closer. It's now 8-5. 6-3 ground out and an RBI. Nice play there. And a bang-bang play for the out. Ebanks' next offering is going to miss upstairs for a ball. 8-5 is our score. And Ebanks deals, and the pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. This is James Dialchand Erickson. Dialchand Erickson, I should say. 485 hitter. Runs cross country and track as well. Here's a pitch that misses inside. Ball will scoot away momentarily. And the right-hander deals. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. 8-5 American League.
I believe it was 6-0 at one point, so National League getting their way back in it.
Indeed. This pitch is clubbed in the air to center, and that's going to be caught for out number 2 in the inning. Ball was hit well, right on the money, and the out was recorded. 2 outs, and the run scored on it wound up being a sacrifice fly to center field, and that makes it an 8-6 game. Ebanks' pitch is a check swing foul. Ben Doktoroff is the batter. Doktoroff, a .533 hitter with 1 home run. And this pitch is looped foul off to the left.
Doktoroff 1 for 1 today. Got a base hit in his first at bat. All of a sudden, we have a baseball game, John, 8-6, only in the third inning.
Indeed. There's a called third strike on the outside corner. That will end the inning. So for the National League, they put a 2 spot up on the board. There were 2 runs in that frame, 2 hits, no errors.
Right field.
And they left 1. At the end of 3, it's the American League 8 and the National League 6.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Bro? There's
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
It's like the pitcher coming on in here is Max Little. Ray moving over to shortstop. So position changes abound here as the National League continues to make their way back up from a 6-0 initial deficit. Baseball's a long game.
Yeah, the rain seems to have subsided just a bit, which could be good news. American League will have the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up here in the 4th inning. Max Little on to do the pitching.
Yeah, Little's going to have his hands full with Engelman, Lou, and Brendel. And the thing is with Little, you know, he's the type of guy who throws hard, but the problem has been command. Here in the warm-ups, as you can see, he just bounced one in. He smiles back at his dugout, but you don't want to see him doing that when it goes live in a few minutes.
Right, right.
Yeah, he is. Heavy sink.
8-6 the score. American League with 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. National League 4 in the second and 2 in the third. Plenty of Gatorade available here at the ballpark as we get set to go here in the 4th. Well, thank you for tuning in here to ASPNHD.com. And we'd like to thank those that have made the broadcast possible. We'd like to thank Brookline Youth Baseball for their generous support and resources. And Pino's Pizza. We had a chance to sample that today. And all of our anonymous donations that have helped to subsidize the broadcast here today. So thank you all. 8-6. The American League up on top. And it seems like it's a long time getting this inning started.
Yeah, Little's been given plenty of extra time to warm up, and he's still bouncing it in there. I'm not sure if he's got it all together right now, but we'll see. Once it goes live, you may just be lackadaisical out there. But we're finally ready to go as the batter steps in. And oh, good luck, Max Little, as it is J.P. Scanlon, the biggest power threat in the league, perhaps.
So here we go. And the first pitch of the inning is an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike.
See, there you go, John. I mean, the guy, he's bouncing up everything during warm-ups, and then the first pitch is an off-speed pitch inside corner on a dime.
Second offering is cut on and missed, just rolled off to the right. Maybe he's just giving him a false sense of security there. I don't know.
Not a terrible idea, as he's all smiles out there on the mound, having a lot of fun. We all are here from Brookline and in this all-star matchup.
Scanlon will miss inside with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I beg your pardon, Little pitching to Scanlon. That pitch inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a great setup pitch coming in.
Oh, that one was bounced up there for ball 2. 2-2.
That looked like his warm-up pitches. And I say setup pitch because you set him up with one inside like that, you can sometimes go away and get him fooled, but he bounced that one in, did Little.
Right-hander deals. That one again skips up there for ball 3. 3-2. Scanlon, somewhat of a stocky right-handed hitter. He'll reach out and lob it into right center field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and into second is Scanlon with a leadoff double.
I'm not sure if you saw that, John. Scanlon went running around and almost collided with the second baseman. I think that's Matty Abadi out there. And that was a close call. They're probably just playing around.
So runner at second, nobody out. And this pitch will go back to the backstop. That will allow the runner to move ahead. A wild pitch.
Donnell O'Neill is the batter, as now a runner is 60 feet away, should I say, from scoring.
Very difficult to track the players coming in and going and where they're actually wind up moving around at each inning. Donnell O'Neill stepping in. Now we have a mound conference.
Yeah, and during the last at-bat, Scanlon's at-bat, the coach yelled out at Little, you don't have many pitches, use them wisely. So obviously, as anybody at this level should be, he's on a pitch count.
O'Neill, a 400 hitter for the Tigers, leads the team in home runs with 4. Also does some pitching. Takes the off-speed pitch inside for a ball. A runner at third and nobody out. And this one will get back to the backstop. No advance by the runner. Two-run game, the tying runners at the plate. With the American League batting here in the top of the 4th. Ground ball smothered by the shortstop from his knees, and they get him at first. Terrific play. A run will score. Let's take a look at that on replay. Went down to make a terrific play. And a throw in time for out number 1. Pitch here is upstairs for a ball. And this one's going to wind up inside. So a hit batsman. And that's going to put a runner at first. Right-hander into the windup in the pitch. It's in there for a called strike. The 0-1. Sharply hit down to second. It's bobbled. Everyone will be safe. 4-3 ground out. And the first pitch in there for a called strike. Pitch misses downstairs and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. And ball 2. Tai To is the batter. As the pitch is fouled off to the left. To, a left-handed hitter, and he'll swing and a miss. That pitch riding outside the zone. And he went fishing there. That's going to be strike 3. So a big strikeout there. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. And the pitch is smacked on the ground foul. They're going to call it a fair ball down the third base line. I believe, or is it? Let's see. Ball was sharply hit down that third base line. Lucas Grimes, the hitter there, and he will reach with a base hit. And another pitch in the dirt. And they'll send the runner from third, and the out will be recorded. And that is going to retire the side, as the American League will wind up putting 2 more runs on the board. And it's the American League 10, the National League 6, as we're in the middle of the 4th inning. So the final out is recorded, and the National League will now have a 4-run deficit.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
All right, let's send it over to John Skudris for another interview. John, take it away.
Thanks, John. I'm here with Eli Foxen of the Reds and the NL All-Stars. And Eli, it's been a great season for you, hitting 400. Are you just seeing the ball really well this year? Have you been doing some extra practice? What do you owe to your success here at this campaign?
Yeah, I've been hitting well. At the start of the season, I wasn't doing well. But Coach McCarthy helped me out a lot, and ever since Coach helped me out a lot, I've seen the ball and hit a lot better.
Now, funny story about you, although I'm sure it hurt a lot at the time. You've suffered a couple of injuries, and one was a pretty significant one that happened in Montana when you fell off a horse. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we were in Montana on summer vacation, and we were at a dude ranch, and every morning we went out for 3 hours riding a horse. And when we were about 100 yards from the ranch, my horse started to trip up, and it threw me over the neck of the horse.
Right.
And I fell on my back, and it really hurt.
Did you break anything? Or?
No.
Well, that's thankful. That's the reason why you can be out here towing your talents on the baseball diamond. Eli, I appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks.
That's Eli Foxen here on ESPN HD. Let's go back to John.
All right, thanks, John. Donnell O'Neill is doing the pitching now for the American League, as the National League is going to come up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We have a 10-6 American League lead, 10 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the American League, 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the National League. Remember, we have a 6-inning ball game this afternoon, so the National League with some work to do here as we move things along to the bottom half of the 4th inning. O'Neill on the hill, the right-hander, getting some work in this all-star game. And we're set to go here in the bottom half of inning number 4.
Eli Foxen, my guest moments ago, getting a chance to take a seat. This game suddenly an interesting one.
It is indeed. And here's the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th. And it is in there for a called strike. 0-1. There's a sharp ground ball toward the middle, and a nice play there. Looked like Ebanks making the play, 1 away.
Yeah, good play by Ebanks, fresh off his pitching performance last inning, retiring Little, who was pitching last half inning. And when you look at Donnell O'Neill, who's on the mound, the first thing that sticks out to me is he's lanky. He's a tall kid for his age, which is often very helpful on the mound.
Here's Cole Matlack. He'll take a called strike, and it's 0-1. Matlack, 350 hitter, 12 years old, from the Dexter Southfield School here in Brookline. On his very first swing in the majors, he hit a home run.
Pretty impressive.
Yes, indeed. Pitch is upstairs and away.
He and Eli Foxen, both members of the first place Reds at 9-3.
Also plays hockey. Here's the pitch. Outside corner called strike. Plays.
Where's your Mets hat? Right here. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just wear that.
Call him most likely the fastest player in Brookline Youth Baseball. There's a swing and a miss. As O'Neill snapping that pitch off, he'll pick up the strikeout. 2 away.
It's one way to deal with the fastest player in the league. Make sure he doesn't get on base.
Indeed. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th of a 10-6 game. As the rain apparently has started up again here in Brookline. Always makes it a challenge to play through. O'Neill's pitch. Oh, he's got good stuff. Just missed. The bottom fell out of that one, ball 1.
O'Neill's Tigers 500 right now, 6-6.
As this pitch will sail. A little bit up and away.
One thing I noticed, John, the Dodgers at the bottom of the standings 3-9, but they've scored the most runs in the league at 110. The problem, they've given up 24 more runs than anyone else with 125 runs allowed.
Cam Gillick is the batter, facing O'Neill. Right-handed hitter from the Astros. As this pitch will sail a little bit on the right-hander. It's going to be ball 4.
Well, it's really starting to come down now.
Yes, it is. We saw the radar earlier. We saw the area of green, and it was a west to east progression, and there's a lot of rain coming from the west. First pitch here is in for a called strike.
We've gotten through 3.5 so far. They'd love to get all 6.
This is Matty Abadi stepping in. As the pitch is going to miss up and in. Abadi going to the Park School here in Brookline. There's a called strike. Loves math. Plays hockey for the Charlestown Townies. O'Neill's pitch. This is going to miss upstairs. Last summer he played for the Brookline 10 and under baseball team that played in the Little League State Finals. And he went on to win the Bay State tournament. There's a swing and a miss. That is going to be strike 3. And that's the end of the inning. So 4 innings have gone by. No runs in that inning for the National League. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. John, we've played 4. It's a 10-6 lead for the American League.
And the American League got off to that 6-0 advantage. 4 runs in the very first inning. The problem has been command and control for the National League and not shooting yourselves in the foot, so to speak, with walks, as the umbrellas are out as the rain continues to careen towards the turf.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one.
Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe.
Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
So we're going to move on to the 5th inning here. American League will look to add to their lead. And the National League has 6 outs left to play with here. We're coming to you from Elliott Field in Brookline. And John, I don't know if you've ever been here before, but this is my first time here. And took a little under an hour to get here today.
Yeah, same for me. 40 minutes or so coming from where I come from. Now, Eli Foxen is the one who's going to pitch here for the National League here at Elliott Field.
So Foxen goes from an interview with you right out to the mound. So he is ready to go. Rain really coming down harder now, as you might be able to tell.
Well, he's a tough kid. As he told you, he fell off a horse one time and lived to tell about it. And here he is now in the all-star game, the right-hander Eli Foxen with an opportunity to tone his craft as he's thrown it here in the 5th inning.
So he was at a dude ranch. Does that mean a lot of dudes were there?
I've never been to Montana
Yeah.
myself.
Well, I was in Butte not long ago. Very nice city out there. And to each his or her own. Set to go. Here, Charlie Engelman will lead us off for the American League. Loves baseball and basketball, video games. He attends the Baker School here in Brookline.
It's a big inning for Foxen. You know, maybe the 5th inning of an all-star game, but his team's down 4 and they only have 6 outs to go. He needs to keep it at that 4-run deficit if the National League is going to have hopes of coming back with the rain pouring down.
And Foxen being given really as much time as he needs to warm up, as they're giving him a little extra time here. The players don't seem to mind the rain that has descended upon Elliott Field.
When you're a kid, you love that stuff, though. When you're a kid, you want to go out and play in the mud and play in the rain and come home and have your mom mad at you. This just gives them a excuse to.
You take a look at our home plate umpire. We have, I believe, just one umpire for these games. No, we have 2. We have one on the bases as well.
We do. At first base, we have a base umpire, and good for them to come on out and bear the weather.
All right, we're set to go. Here's Engelman here in the top of the 5th, leading off against Foxen. And his first pitch is low and away, ball 1. 1-0.
So Eli, of course, he fell off his horse, but he's also broken his arm and broken his finger before, so he's a guy who's been through it.
That's called battling adversity. There's a strike. 1-1. Ever broken any bones before?
Just a finger. That's it so far. Let's hope it stays that way.
Absolutely. The pitch, low and outside for a ball. I broke my toe a few years ago and walked around on it for 7 months.
I've had my heart broken a few times,
Yeah,
John.
I think we've all been there. Here's the pitch, low and outside for a ball.
Good job, Matt.
Eli actually is a 12-year-old. He's been playing, he told me off the air, he's been playing since he was 5, so he's been playing longer than he didn't play in his life. Baseball, that is.
There's a called strike on the outside corner. You wonder if, with the rain, the umpires will be a little more generous with the strike calls. Pitch is fouled back to the backstop.
We'll see. I think they'd want to get it in since we're this far.
Right.
But with kids, you can never be too careful.
That's right. Health of the players is the primary concern. Ground ball hits at third. Easy hop, and the play is made. 1 away. Engelman is out on a 5-3 ground out. 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Eli has a 15-year-old sister named Zoe and a 125-pound Newfoundland dog named Bela. 125-pound dog. My goodness, that's like having a 3rd child.
So 1 away, and there's a ground ball hit to the third base side. Foul ball and played nicely.
And check this out for Foxen. He hit his first ever home run 2 weeks ago, but then in the regular season on Thursday, hit 3 consecutive home runs, driving in 7 runs. So he's a guy that's got sneaky power as Justin Liu steps in.
Reggie Jackson-esque. Here's Justin Liu. And he backs out of the way of that one. Reggie Jackson, of course, with those 3 consecutive home runs in 1977 against the Dodgers. He hit his home runs off 3 different pitchers and 3 consecutive pitches. That will probably never be done again.
Mr. October.
Yeah, the pitch outside. And if you don't know about that piece of history, just ask Reggie. He'll tell you all about it. They named a candy bar after him, too, the Reggie Bar. Back in 1977. Here's the pitch. Chopper back over the mound. Second baseman has it rim of the grass. Throw is high, and the runner is safe.
No chance with Liu running. He's got great wheels, and it's a 1-out base runner for the American League as they'll try to pad their advantage here in the 5th inning.
So Lou with a base hit.
And watch out.
Here's Isaac Brendel. 415. Loves hockey and swimming.
Also loves hitting homers. He's the winner of the Majors Home Run Derby and then hit a homer earlier in this game. And he's all smiles for good reason.
Swing.
Isaac Brendel won the Home Run Derby, as I interviewed him earlier, and he said, I asked him if he's been lifting weights or anything. Of course not. He said he just made good contact, and when you overswing and try to hit home runs, that's when you get into trouble. So he's got a good head on his shoulders as well.
Pitch low and outside. Runner moved to second on a pass ball. Lou.
Pretty impressive when you have Brendel and Scanlon on the same lineup, two of the finalists in the Home Run Derby.
This pitch in the dirt. And the next offering is popped in the air. Let's see if it's playable. Back and out of play.
Brendel's brother, Elias, also in the lineup today.
If you want to learn more about Brookline Youth Baseball, I encourage you to check online at brooklineyouthbaseball.org. It'll have all the information. You might pitches popped in the air, first base side, and it'll be caught by the second baseman. 2 away.
Nice pitch by Foxen. He kept battling Isaac up in the zone, but he was able to use the velocity to get him to induce a pop out to second.
Here's Elias Brendel. And he'll swing and smack one on the ground to shortstop. Will he have a play? No. Unable to pick up that ball on the wet turf. He'll go for an infield single.
And I'm not really sure that he would have had a play even if he was able to get it soundly into his glove, as the speed of these players is just too evident.
Another pitch low and in the dirt. Runner will advance from first to second. So second and third with 2 outs. Top of the 5th, American League leading at 10-6. The pitch way outside. Cooper Lawrence is the batter.
That was Justin Shaw at shortstop, who was unable to make that play, but like I said, not much he could do.
Lawrence, a left-handed hitter, looking for a couple of RBIs here. He'll golf this one to left. Winds up behind our broadcast position here. Cooper Lawrence, 387. On the year, the pitch. That's going to miss downstairs and away.
Talk about a hitting streak. He has a hit in at least one hit in every game this season. Guy knows how to swing the stick from the left side.
The pitch. Sharply hit. Third baseman does a nice job to keep it in front of him. The throw high, and everybody's safe. That's going to produce a run. Good job to knock that ball down, but it'll be an RBI for Lawrence. And the American League now leads the ball game 11-6.
Man, there's just almost nothing that you can do if you're a pitcher out here. You're getting these easy ground balls, but players just beating them out.
A runner advancing to second on that play. Was that a wild pitch there?
The catcher caught that one. It was way up high, but the catcher did catch it, but had no chance of getting the runner at second.
So it's a stolen base. Here's Nathan Tureski. He bloops one hop to third. The throw will be in time to retire the side. So it's a 1-run inning for the American League as they pick up 3 hits and they leave a couple. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the bottom of the 5th. The American League leads it, John, 11-6.
We'll see what the American League decides to do on the mound, as they've already used a couple of pitchers here this afternoon, and as we're getting closer and closer to that point where you bring in your closer.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Looks like
got a left-hander pitching now. It's going to be Justin Liu coming on.
Hey guys, I need some runs right here. We're down 3.
So a left-hander coming on for the American League, Justin Liu. American League has scored in every inning of this game. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. They're out hitting the National League 11-5. And Liu, the left-hander. Is this the first southpaw we've seen all day?
I believe it is, John.
Yeah.
Not a lot of lefties. In fact, as a lefty, I believe you said you were a lefty as well.
Yep.
I thought there were more of us. Apparently, it's only 10% of the population that are southpaws, which seems odd considering how many I've seen in baseball, but I guess it's just more prevalent.
In fact, the only thing I do right-handed is right. Everything else I do left-handed. Everything else. So we are the minority.
My right arm is useless. You could cut it off, and I'd probably be okay. I don't do much with it.
So it'll be Caden Sheehan. He'll be stepping in for the National League to start things here in the bottom of the fifth. Caden Sheehan playing for the Dodgers here in the Major A level of Brookline Youth Baseball. Caden Sheehan plays Triple Crown Baseball, travel soccer, NFL flag football. He's a 4th grader. He attends the Driscoll School. And John, yet another young man who likes mathematics.
That must be a new thing with this generation, because I never did really like math, and I didn't know many people who did, although if you're going to be good at anything as a ball player, might as well make it math. So much have math involved in baseball, whether it be stat keeping or just ratios, arm angles, things like that would be important as a pitcher or a hitter.
Numbers are everywhere. Here's the first pitch at the bottom of the fifth. It's a good one. It's in there for a called strike from Liu, and it is 0-1.
Of course, Caden Sheehan, part of the top offense in the majors.
This ball flared into right, and it's going to land in foul territory.
110 runs scored, 3 more than the first place Reds. For the last place Dodgers, their problem just has been pitching.
Yep. They say in baseball, if the pitching is great, the hitting not so good. If the hitting's great, the pitching's not so good. Liu misses outside with that one.
Liu, part of a baseball-playing family. Brother Jonathan in the AAA All-Star game. His father also played Brookline Youth Baseball.
There's a little tapper. Liu has it off the mound, and nice and easy over to first for the out. 1 gone. So he couldn't have asked for a better gift there. Topper back to the mound. Was able to get off the mound and play it.
And he's a second baseman by trade, so he knows how to field his position, I'm sure. Now it'll bring up Ford McCarthy.
And he'll drill one toward the middle, and that will find its way into shallow center field. So McCarthy will reach with a 1-out single.
Starting to see why these Reds are in first place. They've got great speed, great pitching.
Like the Big Red Machine, right? And there's a foul. Swung on and fouled at the plate.
Big Red Machine. Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan and company.
That's right.
It's been a while since the Reds were relevant. That might have been the last time.
This ball sliced off to the left and out of play. Ford McCarthy having a great year. And there's a sharp ground ball foul down the first base line.
Yeah, and Ford was doubtful to play this game. Some thought he might not play, and that Alex Min, the alternate, would replace him, but Ford is in the lineup.
Justin Shaw takes this pitch low. They're going to fire down to second on a stolen base attempt, and McCarthy will find his way in.
His brother played in the AAA All-Star game as well.
And this ball grounded down to first, and the play will be made there for the second out. But Good fundamental baseball there, hitting the ball to the right side to advance the runner.
Yeah, good play by Justin Shaw, though with 2 outs now, it's not as critical.
There's a drive into center field and a diving catch for the 3rd out. Was that Scanlon out there?
I think that's Isaac.
Isaac Brendel with a diving stab. That's the 3rd out. They're hesitating getting off the field, but that ball was caught cleanly.
Isaac Brendel, what can't you do? He and his brother are all smiles. He had a home run. He won the home run derby, and he makes that diving play to end the inning.
That was the play of the day right there. And he's all smiles as he comes off the field. So the National League in that inning does not wind up scoring. And we're going to go to our final inning here. And John, with the American League up on top by a score of 11-6.
Now a critical inning, and I think Foxen's going to come in for his 2nd inning of relief work. Down by 5, needs to keep it here.
Please have a seat. I'll be honest. Your resume is not what I'm used to.
I know.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need a hard worker.
Good. I've got 2 part-time jobs and to help my parents pay the bills.
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find, cultivate, and train a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
That was a web gem by Isaac Brendel. That was a terrific catch.
How much fun you think Isaac Brendel's going to have watching this broadcast?
He'll just fast forward it to that catch.
Kid got interviewed. He got a great catch. He hit a home run as we take another look at that catch. And what an unbelievable play. And he didn't get a particularly good jump on it either, but recovered with a nice dive.
That ball was ripped, and it was sinking. He had to time the dive just right, and he certainly did that. So the American League will come up here in the top half of the 6th inning in an 11-6 ball game. And it's going to be Eli Foxen pitching his 2nd inning.
And he will face off, I believe, against J.P. Scanlon to begin the frame, so not an easy battle for him.
The American League has never trailed in this one. They got off to a great start with a 4-run first. They were also ahead 6-0 at one point. They've been able to keep the National League at bay. And Scanlon will indeed step in for the American League as we start the 6th. I want to thank you for tuning in to ASPN HD. We'll take a moment here momentarily and once again thank our tremendous crew who has been working hard all day here in Brookline. We'll get to that in just a moment. First pitch, top of the 6th, is an off-speed pitch, and that will be in there for a called strike, and it is 0-1. The second offering will miss inside. 1-1 the count. And a swing and a miss of the pitch down in the zone, 1-2. Our crew today, our producer and director, Arlen Shostak. Our engineer on site, Radcliffe Angus. Here's the pitch to the plate, low and outside. Production assistant, Ken Bergeron. Scott Bergeron on graphics. Tomac Doros taking care of the audio today. There's a foul straight back. Liz Rios on camera. Jim Dowdy. Frank Morello, also camera operators today. Braving the elements here in Brookline. Alex Rios on replay. Pat Clifford also on camera. Stu Sclaver is our statistician at the ballpark today. Foul back. And along with John Skudras, I'm John Leahy. Thanks So much for being with us here today at Elliott Field here in Brookline. And John, it is the behind-the-scenes people that make the broadcast go.
Absolutely.
They are the heart and soul of the operation. There's a ball outside.
That one just missed. Yeah, they have been unbelievable for every broadcast I've done here on ASPN HD. I want to give my thanks as well. We're under this nice tent here. They're braving the elements. Many of them are, the camera operators especially. So the special thanks to them as Scanlon works a walk.
I think every broadcaster in their career has had a game where they've had to really battle the elements. I know when I did high school games a long time ago, we did a few games in blizzard conditions. Football, pitch goes back to the backstop, and that'll advance the runner.
Baseball's not too bad. Usually you're underneath in a press box or underneath an overhang, but when I've done football, as you said, or especially lacrosse in the early springs up here in Massachusetts, it can be incredibly cold, and I can only imagine how difficult it is for the players while I'm shaking in the broadcasting booth.
Swing and a miss here, and a pitch low and in.
Did a lacrosse game for UMass Boston a couple of months ago that finished 1-0. And anybody who knows lacrosse knows that is not a common occurrence. It was about 15 degrees outside.
Danell O'Neill takes a call at strike. Of course, UMass Boston, very important to me. That's my alma mater. Graduated there in 1989.
Go Beacons.
Low and inside. Of course, there's been a lot of changes over there. Haven't been over there in quite some time, but are they building a new structure there?
Yep, brand new parking complex, new dorms. They've already built new science complexes, as that one's called. Strike three for the first out. UMass Boston undergoing a facelift down there by the bay.
Yeah, and you know, they didn't have dorms there back when I went. It was strictly a 100% commuter school. So they are
moving on up, as the Jeffersons would say.
Yeah, exactly. Have to go over there and check it out. Pitch is low and outside. Devin Nahata is the batter. 231 swinger on the year. And he'll crank this one off to the right side and out of play. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the top of the 6th. American League up on top 11-6. National League will be facing at least a 5-run deficit when they come up in the bottom of the 6th. He'll lay off this one. It's over but low from Foxen.
Nahata is a pitcher by trade. One of the better pitchers on the Tigers lineup, or rather in their roster. That's 6-6 on the year.
Trying to get that curveball on the corner, and he's been unsuccessful the last couple of pitches. Foxen is working quickly. And this pitch is lifted high in the air, right field, and it's going to be caught out there. That's going to be the second out of the inning. Ball was hit well. Right fielder coming over toward the line to make the play.
Surprised Scanlon didn't tag there. I guess up by 5 with 2 down. You don't want to get thrown out at third. He doesn't have the swiftest of wheels, but that was pretty deep and right.
Here's Ebanks. Takes the pitch high for a ball. Left-handed hitter representing the Orioles. And there's a called strike.
Sean, a 7th grader at Baker School here in Brookline. Plays basketball, football, and enjoys biking as well.
Ground ball left side. Seeing eye grounder. Everyone will be safe as the shortstop tried to force the runner at third. Ebanks will wind up with an infield single.
Now there's a play you don't see very often where the Skrulls grounded to shortstop with 2 down, and the shortstop has a play at third rather than at first. But at this level, having to throw all the way across the diamond, it was the smarter play, even if he didn't get Scanlon. And this inning now continues with runners at the corners.
So the AL trying to add some insurance here in the top of the 6th. Foxen's pitch. And this one's going to miss up high for a ball.
Tao is the batter from the Red Sox.
Tao will take this pitch low and away. They'll fire through to second. Oh, he is going to be out. Ebanks took off, and he's going to be nailed at second base. The caught stealing will go 2-6. And that's going to win the inning. The American League threatens, and they don't score. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th, and the American League up on top by a score of 11-6.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
So the National League will have one last chance at this, John.
Isaac Brendel is going to be, or Brendel rather, is going to be the closer here for the American League, and he's done everything else for his team. He won the home run derby. He hit a home run. He had a great diving play, and now he's going to try to lock this one up, lock, stock, and barrel. We'll see if he can get it done. We'll see what he has. Be interesting to see what type of stuff Isaac has.
So that 6th inning, the American League was kept off the board. It's the first time in this game that they have had a scoreless inning. And so the National League will need some base runners here against the right-hander, Isaac Brendel, as he is taking his warm-up tosses. No lights here at the ballpark in Brookline, so, John, everything has to be played in daylight. It is getting a bit darker due to the rain that is falling here, but should have no problem getting the final 3 outs in here in Brookline.
Assuming they get them. You never do know.
Indeed.
Seen crazier things happen than 5-run deficits in the last inning, that's for sure.
So the National League will send up the 9-1-2 hitters to face what appears to be the hard-throwing Brendel on the mound for the American League All-Stars.
Cam Gillick will lead things off, followed by Matty Abadi and Caden Sheehan.
So what is ahead for your broadcasting schedule, John? What do you got going on?
Well, UMass Boston obviously has concluded for the summer. I'm actually on my summer vacation, much like Eli Foxen. Enjoying my freedom. I'm going to be heading down to my hometown, Philadelphia, next week.
Yep.
Visit some friends and family.
All right.
And then come August, we'll be right back at it at UMass. As well as some local high school sports as well. And who knows what's beyond the horizon. You can never see what the future has in tow until you reach there, so we'll see.
All right. Set to go, bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch. It's going to miss low and inside, ball 1.
This is actually, this is actually going to be Altman, so 3-4-5.
Yep.
So Ryan Altman of the Astros. I confused him with his teammate Cam Gillick. Altman's had a good season and a great day as well.
And this pitch is going to be in there for a called strike. Altman plays shortstop, 600 hitter. And he likes to ball hawk at Major League stadiums. There's a swing and a miss. And he watches The Flash on TV, his favorite program.
Ball hawking at Major League stadiums. You know,
I wonder how many he's been to.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it, but that's not an easy thing to do. I know there's a guy out there who has caught supposedly hundreds of baseballs just by knowing where to be in the outfield.
Pitch is a little in there for a call third strike. That was kind of a delayed call by the home plate umpire, but it'll be strike 3.
And umpires are human, John. So, you know, with this type of weather in the 6th inning, anything close, he's going to call it.
They want to move it along. Pitch misses low and outside.
Oh, he called it a strike, actually.
Oh, he did. All right. There's your point.
Yep. Even the batter's smiling. Going to have to swing if you're going to want to get on base here.
And this pitch is low and inside, so the count will be 1-1.
Now you, broadcasting for the Red Sox single-A affiliate, the Lowell Spinners.
Indeed. We'll start that in a couple of weeks, and we'll also, in the winter and fall, go back for my 13th season at Merrimack College, doing the hockey for them, men's hockey, Division I.
I dabble in a little BC women's hockey.
Good stuff. Here's the pitch, sliced left side, and this ball is going to land, let's see, foul territory? Yep.
Merrimack, of course, very talented team. They actually, I believe they hosted the Women's Hockey East tournament in 2016. I broadcasted the semifinal round of that one.
From Lawler Rink up in North Andover.
I live in Tewksbury now, so it's right up the road from me.
There you go.
Easy little trip.
Yeah. One of my favorite restaurants up in Tewksbury, Angelina's Italian restaurant. Ground ball smacked to the shortstop. Room service hop, and the play is made. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, 2 away. The National League is down to their final out.
And it'll be Dialchin Erickson, who is the 5-hole hitter. And the last chance to keep this one alive. Nice play there at shortstop. Sunday hop, but still good throw over to first base.
Ooh, pitch up and in. And he had to struggle to get out of the way of that one.
Wonder how much the precipitation affected that pitch. A little chin music here with 2 down.
Pitch again up in the zone. Up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast here today as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you here on ASPN HD. The brainchild of Harlan Shostak, James Dialchin Erickson, the last hope for the National League.
I want to give thanks to all the crew again, as well as Arlen, for coming on out, and for all the families and players as well for coming out and playing in this weather. It's not easy to sit out here for 5-6 hours, especially when it's raining, but people have done it.
True dedication. The entire member of the crew. This pitch is up and in, and that's going to be ball 4. First base runner for the National League here in the 6th.
Brings up Doctoroff with 2 down.
And he'll take a called strike, 0-1. Want to thank Pino's Pizza as well for providing the food prior to the ball game today. Excellent pizza. Pitch, swinging a chopper foul. Back behind the plate.
Went to Pino's plenty of times late nights as a graduate of Boston College, right there in Brighton.
Well, BC is a place I'm very familiar with. Go there every year during the hockey season. Merrimack finally won a game at BC last year for the first time in 2 decades. At Conti Forum. Pitch up and in.
Yeah, not BC's finest year for men's hockey this past campaign, but brighter days lie ahead.
And, you know, they don't rebuild, they reload.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Inside, did it hit him? They're going to say it went back without making contact with the batter. Rain continues to fall at a steady pace here in Brookline. And, John, I think it's just going to get worse as the night goes on. Here's the pitch. He lifts it foul back behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean, they're lucky there's 2 outs here in the 6th inning, because if this game was a 9-inning game or going any longer, I doubt we'd get it all in. But just a strike away now, so we'll see if he can get it done.
And this one's going to miss up and in.
So a full count to Ben Doctoroff from Isaac Brendel.
Brendel looking to put the punctuation mark on this one and secure the win for the American League. Here it comes. Ground ball, and that's it. Foul third base side.
Doctoroff just doesn't want to let this one end, doing a good job protecting there. If he does reach, Max Little of the Astros is due up next.
Spoiling another one. Grounding at third base side. The pitch from Brendel, and he's going to miss. Ball 4. Runner will take off for third on that pitch in the dirt.
That's that Dodgers offense. 2 down, down by 5, and 2 Dodgers. Doctoroff and Deoxen Erickson getting on base, and now here we go. A chance to get back in it as Max Little steps in. With one swing, he can cut it to a 2-run game.
First pitch up in the zone, ball 1. Important thing here is to throw strikes. You've got a 5-run lead. Don't try to finesse it, throw strikes.
Isaac stepping off the rubber to catch his bearings.
Big swing and a miss at an off speed. 1-1. Fans also have braved the elements. Diehards are here. Pitch low and inside, back to the backstop.
That hit him.
Let's see, he's going to try to plead his case. As
I mean, the umpire called timeout. It had to be a hit by pitch. Yep, there he goes. So the bases will be loaded. He also has had to send the runner back to third, so it stays 11-6. Because when the player gets hit, the ball is dead.
No, right. Bases loaded now with 2 outs. And an 11-6 ball game.
And I believe it's going to be, is that Matt?
Let's see, we've got from the Reds here.
Yeah, Cole Matlack is back in. Listed as number 12, but wearing number 13 today.
And this pitch misses upstairs and in.
So Brendel, who's had an MVP-type performance, is just trying to wrap things up here, but having trouble doing so.
There's a swing and a miss and a curve inside.
1 strike away again.
Brendel deals. That is over but low.
Wow.
Well, according to our home plate umpire, didn't get enough of the plate. That was awfully close.
Both the pitcher and the catcher were walking off.
And there's a swing and a miss, and that will end it. So they threaten in the bottom of the 6th. They don't score. Strikeout, no runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left. Final score of the Major A All-Star game here from Elliott Field. The American League wins it 11-6. We'll take a look at the teams giving the congratulatory handshakes, which is such a critical part of baseball at this level.
Yeah, and John, it's such a great thing to see. I mean, these two teams just went at it for 6 innings, and here you go at the end, all shaking hands. They go at it all season long. Great sportsmanship, great baseball all afternoon. 11-6 the final score as the American League triumphs over the National League. We see that often in Major League Baseball, the AL winning the All-Star game. Here in Major A Baseball, it is no different.
Well, a battle throughout. The American League never trailed. They jumped on board with 4 in the first. The National League made their good efforts at getting back into this game as you take a look here at the trophy presentations to both teams. And this is always one of the nicest parts of the whole situation, the whole experience.
Yeah, everybody deserves to get a trophy. They're all all-stars for a reason, as they will all celebrate each other's performances today. And you know what? You lost the game if you're the National League All-Stars, but at the same time, you feel pretty proud of yourself for being here. Your parents out here watching. You're going to be on TV, so to speak. So really a great effort for everyone involved, both on the field and off the field, putting together this game as well as Brookline Youth Baseball overall. We spoke to Steve Tracy. We spoke to Raj Balakrishna, people who give up their free time for nothing else than to do well in their community.
Right.
And that is so critical in this day and age, and really proud to be a part of it.
Indeed. So you have, we're going to continue to keep it here for just a few moments longer as the trophy presentations continue. Both squads will be given a trophy, players from both squads.
That's Dave Scanlon giving the trophy out to his American League All-Star team, the champions of this All-Star game. That's his son JP getting it from him. And a lot of Red Sox on this American League team. Fittingly so, being here in Massachusetts. But all of these players had great games. Isaac Brendel probably the most pronounced with the home run, closing it down. Great diving catch. But Eli Foxen pitched a good inning in relief. You saw Justin Liu pitch a great inning in relief. The only southpaw we saw all day in the entirety of the game. Nathan Turetsky had a good game. Charlie Engelman, who came in hitting .375, he had a great game. So everybody involved in this one had a good performance, and we're happy to have been here on ASPN HD. And we're happy that you join us in watching this broadcast this afternoon.
Absolutely. Great job as well by our crew, as we have alluded to on a few different occasions this afternoon. American League wins it 11-6, and we will step aside and wrap it up in a moment.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Bro? Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
And welcome back to Elliott Field here in Brookline. Final score here on the Major A All-Star Game. The American League wins it 11-6. Along with John Skudras, I'm John Leahy. And John, we saw some great baseball today. You could tell the kids had all their heart and passion in it all day long.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to come out here day after day, braving the elements, and still deliver, as the American League and the National League both did today. The final score, 11-6 American League. Isaac Brendel with a home run as well as pitching the 6th inning. But it was a great performance by all and every player who suited up. From top to bottom of each roster has to be proud about the way they performed this afternoon.
And Brendel, I think you'd have to give him the MVP. Boy, he was terrific. He struggled a little bit there in the 6th inning, closing it up, but that catch was tremendous. That was the highlight play of the day.
Yeah, not only the catch, but the home run. He won the home run derby also this weekend, so he's been somebody who has been key to the American League's success this afternoon. But more impressively, I think, for Isaac Brendel, when I went over there and I interviewed his coach, Dave Scanlon, right after the interview, Isaac came up to me and said, "Hey, I hear you're doing interviews. Can you interview me?" What 12-year-old says that to an adult, just comes up and says, "Please interview me"? So this is a kid not only with talent on the field, but a lot of moxie off it as well. So he's somebody to keep an eye on in the future, both in baseball and in life.
All right, the American League wins it by a score of 10-6. We want to thank you for tuning in all day long. Thank you again. You've been watching Brookline Youth Baseball here on ASPNHD.com. And we thank you for tuning in. For John Skudras and our entire crew, I'm John Leahy saying so long from Elliott Field in Brookline. And thanks again for tuning in.